Hello everybody, we're finally here. Gameweek 32 is upon us. We're starting dead on time. It's a good sign. A good sign to get this wildcard finalised. Let's turn another light on here. Make it a bit brighter. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. What is going on? How is everyone? I've got my team up on showing. I'm sure there'll be some tinkering. Let me just turn the music down a little bit. Put some Candyland on. Right on time at the game week deadline. It feels like forever, this international break, but it is the last international break now before the season ends. There's actually no more breaks at all. It's every week. There's a game week now. Obviously, we'll have some game fixtures during the week for the double game weeks, which is awesome. So yeah, it really is the business end of the season now. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to it. Get into the nitty gritty, double game weeks, big captain choices, triple captain, bench boost, all that good stuff. To be honest, I think my wildcard's pretty sorted. I don't see me changing too much from what it is on screen right now. Apart from maybe Smalling, which we'll talk about soon, I'm sure. If you haven't already, hit that like button, it'd be much appreciated. I know we've only just started, but let's get it out of the way quick. There's 5 polls to vote on as well. Top right hand corner here, click the little eye, vote on the polls we got. What are we looking at tonight? Game week 32 captain. Are any of the Man United centre backs nailed? Will you buy Kane before game week 36 if he's fit? Which is the better chip combo? I've just done triple captain and bench boost. Obviously, there's loads of chips. Not enough space to do them all. I think most people know when they're going to play the free hit at this point. And then Aubameyang. Oh, excuse me. Aubameyang or Lukaku, which a few people asked me on Twitter. I'm sure there's going to be so many questions to get through. I don't know when we'll start. Maybe we'll just chat about something random. Someone asked me again about chicken or beef. I mean, how many times do I have to answer that question? Alderweireld at 5.8. Could be decent, yeah. And I've got Vertonghen basically for nailed onness. Hoping he plays every game. G'day from Thailand. How's it going? Last minute worries on Willian. That's always going to happen. I've had it a bit with Son as well. Like when Kane's get back. Will he keep playing as much? I think he might do. Favourite PUBG landing spot? I don't have a favourite spot. I die every time anyway. It doesn't really matter where I land. Would you play Ryan in Game Week 33 ahead of De Gea? That is a big question, actually. I mean, maybe not as big as the wildcard questions, but it'd be an interesting choice next week. I'll probably decide next week, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to play De Gea. I think. Can Man United keep out Man City? They did okay last time. A couple of scuffed chances for City, although they did have all the possession. How is City going to look when they win the title? Very happy, I would say. How do I find Lukaku? He's just in the player list under forwards for Man United. Am I feeling confident? I'm happy enough, yeah. I always find with wildcards, kind of go through that, okay, this is great now, I've got the best team of wildcard. Then you kind of go, is it the right team? I don't know. So I don't know if I'm feeling confident, but I'm happy enough with it. I don't really know how much more thinking I can do about it. I know people spend like hours every day painstakingly checking every single stat possible. I'll be honest, I haven't really done that. Not for the past few days. Like I'm pretty happy with it. I don't see there's certain decisions I could make or change, and I just figure out what's the points difference really going to be between a couple of smaller changes. Like I forget Smalling, Mustafi, a Swansea defender. Like what's the big difference there? Probably not a lot. So I ain't going to worry about it too much. Loughton should be nailed enough, I think. I know he's come in at right back. He's done pretty well since he's been in. I'm not worried about Lukaku for game week 32. I mean, he's got Swansea at home. Aubameyang's got, Stoke at home? I mean, is Lukaku that much better than Aubameyang? I'm not so sure. So no, I don't think I'm worried about Lukaku. How do I feel about Willian versus Mkhitaryan? I think I prefer Willian. I don't know if one is really that much more likely to start than the other. Mkhitaryan's got less games, Europe. Willian's got the FA Cup. He's in good form. When he plays, he does well. 2 double game weeks. If he plays all of them, I think you're laughing at 7.1 million. Whatever price he is now. How's it going, Matthew? Of course, there's definitely changes I could make to my wildcard side. I just don't know if there's anything major. I mean, I'll talk through. I mean, I've kind of talked so much this week on videos. I don't know how much I'm repeating myself now. The only one concern I've got, which I probably haven't mentioned in videos, is it's great that I've got the money to go Aubameyang to Lukaku, and I've got options to go Lukaku to Kane. I can only have one of those 3 in this setup. I could do Vardy to Kane, of course. But that's like 4 million I'd have to find from somewhere. So that's a big downgrade, or a couple of downgrades, if I want to keep Aubameyang or Lukaku. So yeah, that is the only thing that's crossing my mind right now. Is if I want Aubameyang and Kane, or Kane and Lukaku, how do I do that? I don't know if I can, to be honest, just because of how much they are. To be honest, I'm happy with Kane 37. He'll be my triple captain. And after game week 34, Lukaku's fixtures is Arsenal at home, then a double game which isn't as good as Kane. So I'll probably just stick with the plan, I think. Yeah, Lukaku's going up tonight. So Lukaku is in my team. Obviously, the guys with the yellow square, orange square behind them, they're not officially in my team yet. So Lukaku is in there still. Did I hear about Jay Eggsdorf? He's been filming with the BBC for fantasy football. Very nice. Yeah, I know they do stuff with Simon March, who's won it a few years ago. Oh yeah, I just see the announcement there. That's cool. Let me retweet that. The new series of Right on the Money. What is that? What is Right on the Money? Never even heard of it. Oh, it's got Dominic Littlewood. Ways to save money. Okay. How does fantasy football come into that? I don't know. I guess we'll find out in the summer. I'll watch it. Live after a while. Yeah, it's been a while since the last stream. If I had no free hit, would I have kept Firmino? Probably, yeah. Getting rid of Firmino is a lot easier when you're wildcarding and free hitting in game week 35. So I can bring him back in that week. Am I keeping Smalling? Do you know what? I think I might be. Yeah, because there's no guarantee that he gets dropped. Of course, there is a chance. But if he doesn't, then I feel like he's great value. And after game week 34, I can get away with not having to play him. So if I can get through the double game week with him, and he plays both, then after game week 34, I don't really need him. Vertonghen's got nice fixtures. I'm never going to bench Alonso, and Morgan's even okay, and he's got another double game week. So yeah, I might keep Smalling, and it's a bit of a risk that he does well. Oh yeah, sorry, I've got Canlan on loop. When I say sorry, I'm sure most of you don't care, but I'll just change things anyway, just for something a bit different. I am going with Lukaku, but not till game week 34. I'm going to get Aubameyang in now. And yeah, he'll do game week 32 and 33. Because he got better fixtures, basically. Duffy is good value, worth considering. So where Alonso is in my team, that's actually Duffy at the moment. I've still got Duffy in my team. Do I really want to double on Brighton, though? Brighton defence, not sure. There's a template for me. Yeah, there's definitely a template within the FPL community. Obviously, some of these players are not owned by too many. How much they're owned in the top 10k, I don't know. And obviously, that will change going into this week. Is Kane a better choice than Lukaku for Game Week 34? Oh, that's a tough one. If he's back fit, let's say he plays against Stoke, he's back fit, scores a goal against Stoke, looks like he's going to be in form. I think it's hard to say that Lukaku is a better option because Kane is, he's always a better option than Lukaku, I would say. But Lukaku does have the fixtures. So while, if I was free hitting in Game Week 34, I don't think I would probably go Lukaku ahead of Kane. At the same time, I'm happy to risk it because I'm wildcarding now, if that makes sense. Of course, he could do well against City and then smash Brighton, and I'll really regret it. I might take the risk. Kane and Lukaku in Game Week 34. So that's what I was chatting about just a minute ago. For me, it's an option, but not for my team, not the way I've set it up. Aren't you better off going straight to Lukaku now so it's less transfers to Kane? Yeah, I've spoken about this a few times. The problem is I'm free hitting in Game Week 35, so I'm going to have 2 transfers between now and Game Week 34, and I've got to really use them. And I can't use them to pad out my team for Game Week 37 because obviously I need those players for the bench boost. So I might as well use them in an attacking way, which is why I'm doing Aubameyang to Lukaku. And it's another reason I'm tempted to have Smalling, because if it does go wrong and he misses one of the next 2 games, doesn't look nailed, I can swap him out. So that's kind of my thinking right now. Do I think Jay Lings could end up in my team for double Game Week 34? Maybe if I have to make a downgrade. Otherwise, I'm not really looking at transferring any of these players out. Gross, Barnes, Morgan, or Goodmanson, Murray, Smalling. Probably the first lot. Who's my goalkeeper for Game Week 35? I haven't looked yet. Whoever I free hit in. Liverpool defender, City, Edison maybe. We'll see. If I hadn't activated my wildcard before the fixtures were announced, would I have free hit in 34, wildcard 36, bench boost 37? I'm not sure I would have because I've got triple captain and my team just wasn't in a good state to get through to 35. Now, you could say the mistake is, or was not, was going so much into Game Week 31 players. Maybe I should have held back a bit and planned a bit further ahead, but I took the strategy of going all in and then wildcarding, and we'll see how it goes. I don't think it's the worst option by any stretch of the imagination. Son to J-Lings and Aubameyang to Kane. Yeah, that's definitely an option. I don't know if I want to lose Son. I don't think Son suddenly becomes a bad option once Kane is back. He's done really well on the kind of in the wide position, so Firmino's not really done anything wrong. He's been pretty consistent. You're absolutely right. He's not done anything wrong. He has been consistently scoring. I don't feel like when I got rid of Firmino, like if I got rid of Salah right now, I'd probably start sweating over the panic. Whereas I got rid of Firmino, I just thought I've got Vardy. He can also be a consistent scorer. 2 double game weeks, nice enough fixtures outside of the double game weeks. Even does well in big fixtures. He got 5 points for a couple of goals recently because he got yellow cards, he got no bonus. That could change. He gets a goal in the next game, no yellow card, he gets bonus. I don't see that Firmino is that far ahead of Vardy. And with 2 double game weeks and 1 less transfer later on, and I can free hit Firmino back in, I really barely even kept... I barely even gave keeping Firmino much consideration, to be honest. I had a quick look, of course, and I didn't get him out straight away because of price rise and stuff. I wanted to make sure I still had the value with him in case I wanted to keep him. But once it was gone, I've not really regretted it, to be honest. Don't like Sun's fixtures before Game Week 34 going without on wildcard. I've been tempted by that, but I don't know where I would spend the money instead. I mean, I could get Mkhitaryan. So that's one thing I've looked at. Mkhitaryan instead of Son. And then it'd be Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan to Son and Lukaku maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one because the fixtures aren't the greatest. Have we made this wildcard with any pre-planned transfer in mind? Yeah, Aubameyang to Lukaku. Mkhitaryan plays Europe and won't be getting 19 league. Yeah, I don't know who else I would get instead of Son really, which is one of the reasons I've got him. Because I've got One of the things with this wildcard is I've got to look past Game Week 34, of course. Am I super confident of United clean sheets they have City in Game Week 33? But I think with this team... hang on. I really wish I could finalise the transfers so that I don't have to keep putting them in every time. Give me just 2 seconds. I just want to get it up on this screen as well. Sorry, just entertain yourselves for a couple of seconds. Who do I need to put in? Burnley. Barnes is already in, so what am I doing? Brighton. Gross. Oh no. I don't have Barnes in already. Two defenders. Alonso. And Vertonghen, of course. The Vertmaster Tongan. I've forgotten what I was even checking now. What was I checking? What were we talking about? Oh, United clean sheets. Yeah, I should have just looked at that spreadsheet I got earlier. So in Game Week 33, Morgan has Newcastle at home. I'm always going to play Alonso. Vertonghen has Stoke away. So yeah, of course it's not a home game, but it's not the worst. So I will probably bench Smalling against Man City and maybe play De Gea. But if I don't play De Gea, then I've got Ryan. So Game Week 33 is not a huge problem for me with Man United defenders. I think Swansea could definitely be a double clean sheet. And in the double game week, they got West Brom. Bournemouth could be 2 clean sheets there. I don't know if I'd bet on United getting a clean sheet against Bournemouth, but West Brom, I know they got something to play for, but yeah. If Kane is back this weekend, will you get him for the double? Will I get Kane for the double? The thing is, so I've talked about being able to downgrade players, which is fine. I'm happy to do that later on for Game Week 36. But for 34, I've also got to think of the bench boost. So getting Kane in would mean a downgrade of one of my players. So I'm getting Kane instead of Lukaku. Lukaku has nice fixtures, and I've got less money to spend on another player. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I really don't. Is Vertonghen really worth it if he's instantly downgraded to fund Kane? I mean, he's not necessarily the one that will be downgraded. He's just an option. Vertonghen could be Alonso, Gross, Son, Willian. They could all be downgraded. Woods has been in very good form. Do I trust that Barnes will stay first choice? Yeah, that's definitely a risk. I'm hoping they both play, though. I mean, Barnes is really only in for Game Week 34. So I'm hoping he gets minutes in both. Van Dijk, nah, not interested in Liverpool defenders, to be honest. I think there's enough defenders with double game weeks that are good options. Surely Southampton are more likely to get a clean sheet against Swansea at home than Brighton at Palace. Talking about McCarthy. Yeah, I've looked at McCarthy, actually. The only problem with McCarthy is, I know he's played like 10 or so in a row, but there's just that slight feeling that maybe Forster could get back in at some point. It's the only problem. Are you getting rid of Barnes before the end of the season? I mean, the plan is not to, but I could get someone like Jordan Ayew. But then, you know, I have to... Maybe I'll do like Gross to, I don't know, someone really cheap. And that's my way to do Lukaku to Kane. So then maybe I do get Ayew in for Barnes so that I can bench whoever I bring in for Gross. If there was no risk of Forster coming back in, would I be on McCarthy? That's a good question. Let me have a quick look. Chelsea at home, Leicester away. Not great. Everton away, Swansea away. I don't know if I would, to be honest. I don't know. Neither fixtures are that good. Don't think there's too much in it. Do I feel I've maybe spent too much at the back? The thing is, I could downgrade someone at the back, but who would you upgrade? I mean, I could upgrade Son to a different Spurs midfielder, Ali or Ericsson. Don't know if that's worth it. There's no way I'm going to make enough money to do Willian to Hazard. So yes, I have spent quite a bit of money in the back, but you know, 2 of the defenders are Morgan and Loughton, who are only 4.4 each. They can be benched. They're just bench boost players. Everyone's all over Cedric. Yeah, maybe. Gross to Arnautovic. But Gross has got 2 really nice fixtures next and a double game week. And then another double game week. Kind of like him. I would love to get Ben Davis in, but not with Danny Rose there. With you having to pencil Kane's transfer game week 37, you're not concerned you'll struggle to bring in any City or Arsenal players prior to 37. So I could take hits, and I just wonder how many Arsenal players I'm really going to want. You know, Aubameyang looks okay, but then at that point I'm getting Kane in his spot, so I'm not that bothered. So Ramsey, maybe, yes. Defender, with Vertonghen, Alonso, and maybe Smalling or even Morgan, I don't think I'm too concerned about an Arsenal defender, so it's really just Mkhitaryan or Ramsey. You know, and who do I replace? Man City's a different ball game altogether, because if their players look like they're going to start, then yes, I will want some of them. I might have to take a few hits. But I'm okay with that. It's a double game week. I'm not under the illusion that this team will see me right through to the end of the season. This period is the worst and most unexciting part of the season. Everyone's on wildcards created a template. How is anyone supposed to move anywhere? Yeah, but things will change over the next few weeks. But you're right, yeah, there is a bit of a template. You could change Vertonghen to Mustafi and Smalling to Bailly, but then I have a different United defender who we don't know if he's nailed, and then I don't have Vertonghen, I have Mustafi, who doesn't have a double game week to 37. Look at the fixtures between Gross and Goodmanson. I'm not sure the 0.9 is worth it for Gross. I know Burnley do have some very nice fixtures after the double game week. But it is nice that Gross has another set. But the next 2 fixtures aren't great, whereas Gross's are really nice. I don't know, I'll have to compare them a bit, but we'll see. Why would Bailly not be nailed? Don't know, same reason he didn't play every game before he recently came back. Even when he came back from injury, he wasn't straight in the team. Yeah, that's a good point. Just because there's a template, you don't have to follow it. Like, plenty of people are telling me, like, maybe Son's not great, Gross, Williams not a good idea. I've got Vardy. Some people are saying keep Firmino. I've not got Lukaku yet. Some people are saying you should get him in right now. I've got Vertonghen. Not everyone's got a Spurs defender. Smalling's a bit of a risk. You could go someone else. I don't know. If you want to get up to 10k, how you plan to do that when most people have 90% ET? They won't. That's just... There won't be that many people that have this. There will be people that have this team, but you're looking at people who are all very... I don't want to say obsessed, but obsessed is the word I've got in my head. Invested in FPL. So you're looking at a lot of people on Twitter, YouTube and stuff, Reddit. Yeah, of course they're going to have similar teams, but not everyone is looking into it this much. Not everyone will have the same ideas. People think the template's a bad thing, but it's not as bad as you make out. Because none of these players will be owned by 100% apart from Salah, who gets close to it, which is ridiculous. So, like, if I look right now, the problem is I don't know what the top 10k percentages are, because obviously that will change this week. But Son's owned by 15%, so 8 out of every 10 people who are playing FPL right now don't have Son. Aubameyang, really, really key figure right now. Everyone's getting him in. Not even owned by 10% of the game. So 1 in every 10 people has Aubameyang. 9 out of 10 don't. Now, in the top 10k, of course, those percentages will be higher. But still. It just keeps you where you are with wildcarders. Yeah, but I don't really care about that, to be honest. If I can beat other people and get out of the ranks that way, I'm happy. People, I think sometimes people worry too much about trying to break the template, and that actually hurts them more. Look at people that didn't go for Salah because everyone had it. Look at people that didn't captain Salah in the last game week because everyone else was going to do it. They're the ones with the red arrows, not us. Yeah, of course the ownership will go up, but who are you getting instead? Will Barnes play for me apart from the bench boost of 34? He might play in like 36 instead of Gross, maybe. I don't think Brighton have got very good fixtures outside of the doubles, apart from the next 2 weeks. So they got Burnley away, so I'd probably rather play Barnes, and then 38 is Liverpool away. But by that point, I don't know who will be in my team. Oh, what about all the people that are not wildcarding yet? They've still got their Game Week 31 teams. Charlie Austin is the third striker. He is just too risky to bring in right now for a wildcarder. You just don't know if he's going to start the next game. You don't know if he's fully fit. People are wildcarding later, though. Could be good. This period is the most exciting because you see lots of rank gains. And, of course, we're coming up to the end of the season, so we're going to get a bit more tense because you're running out of weeks to get up the ranks. And plus, honestly, I wouldn't mind a little bit of a break. My team value. Let me check, because everyone always asks me this. I won't go for team value. I'll just tell you what the selling value is. So that's when you you basically take everyone out of your team on the transfer page. That'll tell you how much money you can actually spend on players. 103.1. I'll go up again tonight with Lukaku. Why not wait for Willian for Game Week 34 and get Mkhitaryan? I could do that for Willian or Son. Just don't know if I want to. How many points am I anticipating from bench players? Not a lot. If I get 15, 16, we're happy. Is that Powell guy on Fantasy Football Scout legit? He is, yeah. What's he been saying? Oh, no. He usually comes with very solid news. What's he saying? What's he saying? Let me find his posts. You say 103.1, but half of that is tied up in Salah, who you aren't. Well, yeah, of course. But... I mean, it's not half of it, I would say. It's 0.8 million of it. Surely you want more than 16. That would literally just be your 4 players who... Yeah, of course I want more than 16, but let's not... I'm not going to pretend that it's going to happen with the players that I'm bench boosting. He hasn't said anything since... He hasn't really said anything over the last few days. Never mind. Yeah, of course I would like more than 16 points off my bench boost, but let's be realistic. It's Barnes, Loughton, Morgan, and Ryan. Yeah, okay, if one of them gets a clean sheet, maybe Barnes gets a goal, then yeah, more than 16 points is great, but there's no guarantee. Best way to go about raising 0.1 to get a player I want. You'd have to bring in someone that's going to double rise, but I don't think that's going to happen now before the end of the season. How do I like the new house? It's been a while, but it's all good. I like having my own house, yeah. It's going good. Most of the stuff's in now. There's still like loads of little bits we need to get, but we even bought a shed the other day. We're sleeping on Man City players. I know, but it's Everton. What are the fixtures? And I know, even as soon as I start talking about this out loud, I know it's stupid to say that Man City fixtures aren't good because of how well they've been playing, but Everton away, Man United at home, then Spurs away. I mean, it's not great. A free hit, you can bring them in. And then, yes, the fixtures are amazing after that, but let's see what kind of situation they're in at that point. You used to make so much more money during wildcard weeks. You did, yeah, but I think most of them were at the start of the season, to be fair. Oh, sorry, Powell didn't say anything. Someone told me he put Chelsea info on FS. Yeah, he yeah, a couple of times he's got it completely right. He said a player's going to be rested and they haven't been. Sorry, no, said they're going to be rested and they have been. He also knew he knew that the Chelsea fixture was going to be announced around 3 p.m. the day that the double game weeks were announced. So that kind of told us that the double game week was about to be coming. Mock up a game week 35 free hit team. Nah, not yet. Wait till game week 35. Invest more on defenders since 2 of them will be part of your bench boost. Yeah, but of course that's an option. But then I have to take money out of someone else, so I have to downgrade another player to upgrade another one just for 1 bench boost in game week 34. It's not worth it, I don't think. This team has still got to do me well outside of the double game weeks. At least that's the plan. Yeah, I'm not going to do a mock free hit team because, I mean, right now it's going to be 3 Arsenal, 3 Chelsea, 3 Arsenal, 3 Liverpool, 3 Man City, plus a couple of extras. I mean, that would be the hopeful plan, but we'll have to see what the players are looking like at that point. When a 37 double game week fixtures announced, I think the fixtures will be announced by Tuesday. But from what I've read, they're going in game week 37. Yeah, Stevens could be alright if he keeps his place. Decent goal for it. Talk us through the Tesco encounter. So, my missus and my little boy were off. I don't know what they were going down to get something else that we'd forgotten. And I was on my phone facing into the freezer. And I got a little tap on my back. I was like, who the hell's tapping me on the back? And I can't really remember what he said now. It's something like, I just wanted to say hi, I watch all your stuff on YouTube, or I watch you on YouTube. So I didn't know if he was talking about this or Fantasy Football Scout. He made it sound like it was this stuff. And I didn't really know what to say, and I'm not really great with small talk, to be honest. I just said, do ya? Cheers. And that was it, he walked off. So I didn't really say much, so I felt bad. So if he's watching now, say hi, or if you say hi in the comments. I apologise for being so socially awkward. Candyland's already been played a lot of times tonight. Yeah, it's not just Ben Krellin who thinks they're going to go with 37. There's a couple of good posts on Fantasy Football Scout that are saying the same. It's just the way, because there's only a couple of blanks or something, they're almost certainly going in game week 37. Be real good if he was. If he was what? I'd love for a couple of double game weeks to go in other weeks though, to be honest. How would my wildcard squad look if I had no free hit? A bit different. I don't want to go into it too much because I would really have to check the fixtures properly and have more of a think about it because I'm not playing that strategy. I've not given it too much thought. I mean, for a start, I wouldn't have probably shipped all my Liverpool players. I'd probably keep them, and I'd probably have maybe Mustafi as well. I don't know if the person... I don't know what his name was. I don't know what his username is on YouTube, anything like that. If he's in the chat, he can tell me what Tesco's it was, and I'll know whether he's telling the truth. No one else will guess. Why Vertonghen over Alderweireld? Well, Alderweireld's not actually been playing recently, right? I know he's back. I think he's back. There's no guarantee he's going to be in the squad, though. Straight in the team. They might ease him back in. It's not even the big Tesco, Joe. Excuse me. So much yawning. If you saw me in person, you'd ask for a photo. I just find this so weird. What freezer products was he buying? He was actually, I think he'd just been through the checkout. He'd just been through the checkout, so he kind of came back. Or he was just going through the checkout, I don't know. I was on it wasn't down the freezer aisle, it was at the end. You know, the end bits. Toby started twice for Belgium. Okay, so it should be okay then. Seems like it's a transfer/contract issue more than an injury. Oh, interesting. Who's my favourite FPL player of all time? Jesus. Mohamed Salah. I used to love Suarez, actually. And that's Big Ricey. I've not seen Big Ricey for ages. I saw Matt was in the chat. I don't think I said hi. Hi Matt, if you're still watching. Is that the first ever encounter with a viewer? Someone at work collared me and said they watch Fantasy Football Scout stuff. And someone tweeted me, but no, they didn't come up to me. They said, I've just seen you outside McDonald's. Or outside Boots or something like that. Down that way. Ah, there you go, Matt. How's it going? Hopefully Toby Alderweireld is on his way to Man United. That would be good. Any Game Week 31 players we dumped going to punish Wildcard this week? Liverpool players, obviously a key. Man City players, maybe. Why am I interested in Gross but not Murray? So it's a money-saving exercise. Barnes is probably going to be on the bench boost and not much else. So if I've got Gross and Murray, I can only play one each week. So I don't want to have that extra money tied up. And the reason I got Gross is there's more midfielders I can downgrade to. If I go for Murray instead of Gross, there's not really any strikers downgrade to, apart from IE. Yeah, I wasn't playing when Lampard was a big hit. Where are you originally from? Southwest of England, you're guessing? Yes. Let's talk FPL pints. Wow. Breaking news. No, there's no breaking news. But I will probably be in England in June for a couple of World Cup games. So maybe, if people are nearby. Now, I'll probably be watching the game with a few mates, so it'll have to be in between those. But I'll be over I'm hoping to be over anyway for a couple of days. Or more than a couple. But we'll see. We'll see if it all happens. I can't say which Tesco because if the guy's around, if the guy ever shows up, I want him to be able to tell me. So I know it's the real guy. The World Cup is in Russia, yeah, but it's not the same watching it in Ireland. And most of my friends over here, they're not really into football. And if they are, they don't support England. So it's not the same. I love watching England. I know people hate it, it's boring. They always do rubbish, they're overpaid, no passion. But I absolutely love watching England. Obviously, friendlies and World Cup qualifiers and stuff can be a bit horrible to watch. But when it comes to the Euros and the World Cup, all in for that. Do I have an English or Irish passport? You get so weird questions when you stream. Honestly. Why does that come into your head? Yeah, I've been to Man United a few times. Not enough though, to be honest. Not gonna lie, there's a lad who's a regular at the local Sainsbury's who looks exactly like you. Yeah, I'm all about Tesco. Watching England in competitive fixtures is fantastic, just not a fan of friendlies. Do I have any Pearsons? I'm not tempted to play Barnes at West Brom. No, because Gross has got... who's he got at home? Is it Leicester? Yeah, I think Leicester's okay. I'm not collecting World Cup stickers. I'm sorry. No, a lot of people are doing that. Do you know what? Southgate is hard to get passionate about him. I get that, but let's be honest. Who are we gonna get in to have the England job? No one that people really want. Like, I mean, you're not gonna get a Klopp or Guardiola managing England anytime soon. Southgate's kind of won me over in the last couple of games. I don't think we're suddenly world beaters, and I'm not expecting us to do well at the World Cup. I kind of like how he sets up. He's got a clear idea of how he wants to play. He's not really, he's not playing like Rooney on the left or something ridiculous. He's mostly playing players in position. I know some people were really picky and tweeted me and said like Walker's playing centre back. Sure, but he's not really a marauding attacking kind of wing back or full back for Man City. And I think it can work in a back three. Look at Azpilicueta. And then you've got Sterling and Lingard kind of almost like free rolls back and forth. I don't know. I'm liking it. I'm liking how he's gone about things. He's got a clear idea how he wants to play. He's trying to execute. He's trying to let England play. They're not just sitting deep. We'll see if that happens against someone like Belgium. I don't know. It seems like we want to attack. Yeah, I think he's okay. Like get behind him. He's not done anything wrong for me. What's holding me back on the transfers? Yeah, I mean, price rises, basically. None of these players are rising. I've already missed the Vardy price rise, unfortunately. So there's no... I don't want to confirm anything. Like, I don't want to take Lukaku out. What if, you know, Vardy has a knock or something? Alright, the question's again a bit ridiculous now. Let's just get rid of that. I can't remember what I was... yes, that's why I've not confirmed stuff yet. Same reason a grown man watches an FPL live stream on YouTube. I like it. Not people don't like him because he's not full on passion. Yeah, I know, but and I know you're not saying that, but who really is going to be? I don't know. Big Sam. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see how Southgate gets on. Let's see how we play at the World Cup. I just want to see us play, try and play, take some of our chances. Let Harry Kane live up to his world-class striker status. And, you know, if we get to the quarters or get through the quarters, brilliant. If we don't, I'll enjoy the beer anyway. Ian Holloway, oh my God. I must admit, I did love Ian Holloway when he was managing Blackpool in the Premier League. Yeah, I've seen that he's filming for BBC One. I saw the tweet earlier, someone mentioned it. Look, oh, he's put some more pictures up with Dom Littlewood. Where are they gone? I'm surprised. I don't know if anyone read the article that I tweeted today. I think it was Fantasy Yerma guys tweeted about it first. But yeah, I mean, FPL is huge. I'm surprised there's not more stuff like this going on. So many players now. Pick one of Vertonghen, Bailly or Smalling. Vertonghen. Dom Littlewood. Just all I can think of with Dom Littlewood is he's the guy that tries to catch rogue traders. If Jones is pictured at the Lowry Hotel, do I keep Smalling? I think I might. Who knows it's not Jones and Smalling? Imagine the guy you just blocked was the same guy you met at Tesco. Ah, it wouldn't be. Should we bring in City players with double game week 37? Hard to fit them in with free transfers if you bring in Kane. Yeah, but I think if we get to double game week 37 and we think City, there's definitely this player, he's definitely going to play both games, and it's Huddersfield and Brighton at home, that is worth a hit to me. Yeah, he is that guy, I think. Smalling and Goodmanson or Vertonghen and Ibe. I think Vertonghen and Ibe. Five minutes of one-word answers. Yeah, I said this on the last stream. We should do like a 5 or 10 minute thing where I just give one-word answers. You can't give me just choices. Let's go. Like right now, It's 10:15. We'll go to 10:20. One-word answers. Let's go. Think about how you pose your questions. Yes or no, this player, that player. Smalling, yes or no? I'm going yes. Boom. Question 1, done. Next. Wasting valuable time here. Come on, lads. Only got 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Bench Murray or Kennedy? Oh my god, I got to look at the fixtures quick. I can't remember who Newcastle are playing. Newcastle, ooh, bench Kennedy, or who is it? Murray. Oh, Kennedy I would bench. Oof, that's not a nice decision though. The problem with this is the questions come in much quicker. Favourite United player of all time? Ryan Giggs, I think. I know people won't like that. Willian or Hazard? Well, Hazard, but he's a lot of money. And I realise I'm not just answering these with one word necessarily. Buy your Smalling. Oh, buy your Smalling. Buy your Smalling. I think I want to answer that with buy, which makes me have to probably reconsider my Smalling pick. Scone. Rashford, yes or no? No. Buy your Vertonghen. Vertonghen, I think, for guaranteed starts. 2 double game weeks. They're not the worst fixtures, at least in 37. Chicken. Chicken over chicken or fish. What's my favourite word? Don't know. Gross over Lingard. Mustafi over Monreal, I think. Mickey or Son for the next 2. If they're going to both play 90 minutes, Mkhitaryan. I'm really not doing well on just answering one word, but still. Stuff across the regular stuffed. Is Quieta, is he a good differential? No. No, not when you can get gross for the same price. Water or beer? Depends on what mood I'm in. Favourite pizza topping? Ooh, meatballs. Double up on Burnley defence with no free hit left. Yeah, I think that's okay. Chinese or Indian? Indian. Oh my god. 5 minutes just takes forever when you're doing this. Still got 2.5 minutes. Do I want to beat Mark? Yes. I want to beat them all. Stanislas or Gross over the next 2? I think Gross. I know Stanislas has Watford away and then Crystal Palace at home. I don't know actually. See, the problem is if you're talking about Wildcard, then I think you still get Gross. But if you've got Stanislas already, I'd probably just keep him. Rank is 46k. Would I like to be a superstar? I don't think so. Chilwell or Morgan, Fuchs or Simpson? Morgan, just for guaranteed starts, I think. Harry Kane or Peter Crouch? Peter Crouch if we're talking robots. Scrumpy or not? Nah, not these days. Jules Breach or Mark? Mark for sure. Salah's price next year over yes or no? Favourite mod? Can't answer that. They're all my favourites. Messi would cost 14 or 15 million. I think I'd actually have to check how many goals and assists he gets. I don't know if he's dried up a little bit the last few seasons. Probably not. Dullard or Maverick? Dullard if you want to do well consistently. Barnes or Murray? Murray. Murray if money is not a consideration. Favourite type of meat? Chicken, of course. Am I jealous of Az's beard? No. Least favourite Barclays Premier League team? Not really bothered about him, to be honest. Form or fixtures? Depends if it's a defender or attacker. And depends how bad the fixtures are. So let's say form. World Cup winner, England. Come on, who else? Who am I playing this week? Gross or Barnes? Gross. 40 seconds. Is Williams essential? No. Is coverage a thing? Yes, in defence. Favourite championship team? I don't know. Aliens exist? No. Why do you have Gross? He has some horrible fixtures now. 2 double game weeks. Do I like skiing? Never been. World Cup underdogs? England. Someone will buy. It's got to be buy, I think. Club or trio? Club, I think. All-time favourite United player? Already said that. Giggs. Hey or hello? I'd probably say hey more. And that's it. That's it. 5 minutes. Jesus. That was almost like tiring. No, it's not an annoying idea. I actually said it last week. I said that I should do this like 5 or 10 minutes. So maybe we'll do 10 minutes next time. The 10-minute quick fire. Maybe we won't call it yes or no or this and that. We'll just call it quick fire. But mostly yes or no answers. Did we land on the moon? Not me and you, that's for sure. Felt like eternity. It did feel like it lasted forever. Maybe do pre-submitted alongside chat. Yeah, this comes up all the time. I don't think I'm going to do that just yet. Are the questions coming in too fast? No, but I couldn't obviously answer them all. That's the problem. By the way, don't forget, if you haven't already, vote on the polls. Let me see how many votes we got so far. I had pizza last week from a supermarket. It was so good. Australian cricket cheats banned for a year. Justified or not? I don't know. I think it's probably yes, because they cheated. But I think people have got on their high horse a bit about being premeditated. Plenty of people have ball tampered with the ball before. Okay, so we've only had 129 responses. Like, there's been nearly 300 people watching for most of the stream. So if you haven't already, click on the little I button and vote on the polls. We'll do them in about 5 minutes. They're at the top left-hand right-hand corner, somewhere up around here. You have to either hover over or click in, depending on what device you're using. Yeah, 150 odd now. So that's it. Get them up. And then if you haven't already and you are enjoying the stream, make sure to hit the like button. We're only on 55. Let's get close to 100 before the stream ends. Nothing like Domino's or pizza. I know, but they're so expensive. You can take the supermarket one home, then heat it up. Like for me, Domino's is like 4 times the price as the one at the supermarket. I don't think it's 4 times as good. The garlic and herb dip is amazing though. Salah captaincy a risk. I just don't see much risk in captaining Salah at all. If he doesn't play or gets limited minutes, he's gonna get limited minutes for everyone. Don't forget to like the video and all that good stuff. Exactly. Two for Tuesday, yeah. That is decent. What's your Kane move? In for 36 probably. We had a like spike. Okay, let's do the polls in one more minute. A like spike and a viewer crash. I'll have to downgrade some. I've got a few options. Do polls exactly now. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're aiming for. Pretty much. But it doesn't always work out like that. Sorry, bit of typing. This feature is not available in your area, the dollar symbol. Yeah, I think that the super chat thing only works for some people. Depends where you are, what device you're on and stuff like that. Actually, one thing I need to do probably before next season, not anytime soon, is look at like putting out a survey of what people want to see next year and stuff. Because I know people sometimes talk to me about Patreon and stuff like Slack and Discord channels and things like that. So I need to kind of put out a survey or something to see what people want, what they're interested in. Be good to know. Maybe we'll probably leave that for a week where we're not talking wildcards later in the season, last week of the season or something like that. Azpilicueta is never a better option than Alonso, says David. He would know. He's really high up this season, especially when there's only 0.3 million cheaper. Slack and Discord are a bit like Skype, but better. People have asked me whether that's something we could consider, and we definitely can. Are you going to spring a surprise and go against any plans you're telling us to gain a perceived advantage? Nope, I don't think I've ever done that. Smalling and Christensen too risky. I think it's too risky to have both, yeah. Should you go for Mahrez triple captain double game at 34? If you think he's going to score really well, of course. Alonso is technically a fourth striker. Can be like that sometimes. North or South best 11. Oh, that would take some thinking. I don't know about Azpilicueta being better. He's got bonus points. If they keep clean sheets, he's going to do really well. I just don't know if he's going to get the same attacking returns. And Alonso's just a bit more fun to own, especially when they're so close in price. That's the thing. If it was like 0.7 to 1 million cheaper, then it's a different story. But 0.3 difference, I find it hard to get Azpilicueta in. But he did really well this time, the end of last season. Am I worried that everyone's wildcard teams are near identical? Not really. Who else can you get for 4.4 in defence when you already have Loughton and Morgan? Maybe someone like Dummett, Newcastle. Am I playing to get as high an overall rank as possible, catching someone in the league? There is someone I'd like to catch. I don't think I'm going to, though. He pays a lot of attention to FPL. He's been beating me all season. So I'm probably looking at overall rank right now. You don't know if your Rovers are wildcarded until deadline. Watching this live stream is more addictive than watching the repeat. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, polls. Let's do them. Let's do it. Come on. Game week 32 captain. Unsurprisingly, maybe 75% said Salah. Actually, I'm surprised it's not higher. 21% said Aubameyang, 1% on Lukaku, and 2 people, 0% apparently on someone else. Are any of the Man United centre-backs nailed? 48% of you say no. 37%, to be fair, saying yes, Bailly is. So that's quite a high percentage. 10% think Smalling is, and only 4% think that Jones is. Will you buy Kane before game week 36 if he's fit? 50% of you are going to wait until game week 36 onwards, apparently. We'll see if that happens if he smashes Stoke next week. 27% say they might wait until the double game week, so until game week 34. And then 21% saying absolutely, I'm getting him straight in, no matter what. 21%. Which is the better chip combos? This is just bench boost and triple captain. So 79% think that bench boost in game week 34 and triple captain 37 is the best. 20% say the opposite, basically. That's probably swayed heavily by those on wildcards. I think triple captain, though, does look good for Kane in game week 37. And then Aubameyang and Lukaku. 36% saying Lukaku, but from game week 34. 30% then saying Aubameyang straight away. 24%, that's quite high, saying both. I'm surprised it's that high. Only 5% think that Lukaku now is the best option, and then 2% saying neither. So Lukaku from game week 34 winning, but both also quite high up. There you go. That is the polls for this week. For this stream, I should say. I'm actually I'm happy there's no Monday games this week. We can do a stream on Sunday, and we can do a stream on Sunday the following week, and everything will be finished. And then it's the double game week. So happy. Great videos this week, plenty of content info. Yeah, I did try. It was international break, so plenty of time to do those kind of videos. The problem is now there's no breaks, which is good because it means FPL comes thick and fast. But it also means I probably have to go back to just the normal 2 streams and preview. Don't think I can fit in everything else. It's just too much every week. Do you think making up 82 points in the top 500k is doable? Yeah, definitely. Especially if you've got most of your chips. If Kane was definitely back before 34, would I jump early? It would be tempting. One of the reasons it would be tempting is because if I do the Lukaku move, then I've still got to do the Kane move later. And I will want him for game week 36, no questions asked. Or no doubts about that. So then what will come into my head is, well, will I just get him now and save a transfer in game week 36 when I might want a Man City player or something like that? So that could tempt me. I'm not ruling out Kane 100% before game week 34. But at the same time, I would quite like to not get him. And just take the risk that Lukaku is better. Even though he's not. Content is getting better all the time. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, content could be much better. I'm not really into all the graphics and stuff, which is why they're so simple compared to what like FPL Tips does, for example. Like their production quality is really good. I just want to get on and chat about fantasy football, to be honest. I don't want to spend hours doing all the graphics. I do what I can, and hopefully it's helpful, but my thinking is most of what's kind of handy in an FPL video is what you say, rather than what you're seeing on the screen. So that's kind of my thinking. That's a very good excuse for someone who can't do all that good graphics stuff. But that's the way I'm doing it. It's also it's quicker to get stuff out with all that graphics and stuff. And the thing with FPL content is it's got to be quick. It's got to be out that week. You wait a week, the content's old. No, FPL Tips doesn't plagiarise it. That's a different channel. FPL Tips has been around for ages. I do like the Q&As. They just take a bit longer to record, so it's just not always easy to get one done every week. Otherwise, I'd love to. I like answering those questions from the community. But look, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. If I can nick the odd hour here or there to do one, then we will do it. Right. I think we're going to leave it there. I've lost my dashboard now. I mean, it's a pretty good stream. We've gone through lots of questions, lots of quick-fire questions. I think probably most of the questions we get now are probably going to be repeats. So if anyone's just tuning in now, you can rewind and watch the whole thing. I'll, as always, tweet my wildcard team out over the weekend or before the deadline. I'm tempted to not have a break this weekend, but just kind of just not think about FPL too much. Like I've done so many videos this week. I might just, I don't know. I'll be streaming on Sunday, but just over the weekend, I'll try and maybe not tweet so much, even though I'm really bad for that because I always tweet. We'll see. But I will get my team out before the deadline. Any more thoughts I've got, I'll be up on Twitter and stuff. I mean, that's probably it for videos this week. I think there's been enough. So yeah, I'll leave it there. If you've not already, appreciate if you could hit that like button. Always appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new around here. If you're watching later on, leave a comment below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Good luck in Game Week 32, everyone. Hope wildcards go well. If they don't rage too much. There's plenty of the season left. See you later all.